So recently, everyone's favorite creature from the Black Lagoon and resident bug charmer, Asmongold, has gotten himself into some very hot water for some comments he made about Palestinians, and it's kind of crazy.
If you want to consider a genocide as a systematic killing of a group of people, they have genocide built into Sharia law right now. So no, I'm not going to cry a f***ing river when people who have genocide that's baked into their laws are getting genocided. I don't give a f***. They're terrible people. It's not even a question. It's crazy that people don't see it that way. They'd be doing the same thing. And how much did they kill? As many as they can. They're not able to kill as many people as Israel because they don't have as many bombs and as many weapons. But if they did, they'd be doing the same thing. That's it. Just takes enough. That's right. These people are not your allies. They are not the same as us. They come from an inferior culture that is horrible. It kills people for their identity, and it is directly antithetical to everything Western values stand for, and it is an inferior culture in all ways. It is that simple. No, I don't feel bad for them. I don't feel sorry for them. I don't care. I don't support them.
People were not happy about this, to say the least. Like, basically, Asmongold alerted the Horde from Left 4 Dead. Everyone knows that the Israel-Palestine conflict is, like, one of the most contentious things you can possibly talk about online, right? It's a literal war that's happening. So the fact that he had such an extreme take on a topic that thousands of people will rip your throat out for was, like, pretty surprising to me. I don't know, maybe I don't watch enough Asmongold, but I didn't really expect it. I mean, everybody's getting backlash for their takes on this shit. KSI got backlash a few days ago because he had the most lukewarm possible take about the entire conflict.
What do you think about the Palestine-Israel situation at the moment?
I honestly have no idea what's going on.
I have no idea who this is, but if anyone supports him, then stop. This is not a serious man. Giggling like a girl and sitting on the fence over a modern-day Holocaust is spineless and shameful, presumably to avoid any personal financial loss. Sickening to watch men behave this way. This clip makes it even more confusing as to why Asmongold would have such an extreme take, especially when Twitch is a very, very left-leaning platform. If people were literally frothing at the mouth because KSI essentially said no comments, how were they going to react to Asmon? Here's the deal. I want this guy killed. Clean shot. When the mold in Asmongold's room finally kills him. Inferior culture, says the guy who doesn't even wipe his ass. The way his incel fans gasped whenever I was honest about how despicable of a person he is. I want nothing more than for this man and everyone like him to be in danger. Oh my god. Now, Asmongold also owns a company called Starforge PCs, and apparently one of the partners decided to just walk away from it because they found his comments to be very offensive. And it didn't take long before people started calling for his outright ban on Twitch. Casey Tron even dug through their terms of service to specifically read out every specific rule that he had broken. Here are some of the TOS guidelines that Asmongold directly violated recently. Suggest that a victim of a hate crime deserve to be harmed. Incite or promote violence against a protected group. Content that perpetuates a recognized negative stereotype about a protected group as greedy or unintelligent. Content suggesting that protected group members are subhuman, inhuman, or impure. Content insinuating that individuals with certain protected characteristics are criminals or terrorists. Content that implies that another contemporary culture is primitive. Whoa. Guerrilla mode? Is @Twitch ever going to take action? Now keep this tweet in mind, it's going to be really important. People started pointing out the fact that Asmongold was seemingly being really hypocritical about this entire thing after a tweet of his resurfaced from a year ago where he was essentially just saying, like, it's really weird to see so many people coming out with statements on Israel and Palestine and that whole conflict as if they need to comment on it. Can we please stop this weird culture around expecting people with no relevant background or education to talk about world events and politics? And it's like, yeah, I mean, I guess that didn't last very long, did it? Unfortunately for him. And the day after Asmon made his kind of crazy statement, we got a statement from him here saying, looking back on it, I was way too much of an asshole about the Palestine thing. My bad, of course. No one deserves to have their life destroyed. You guys deserve more than me saying stupid shit like that. I'll do better. A few hours later, he would officially be banned from Twitch for 14 days, and a day later, he would make an apology video that did actually seem pretty genuine, saying he was going to take a step back from his leadership position at OTK and Starforge and try to take some time off to become a better person.
And I just feel like such a stupid, belligerent fucking asshole. I really do. And I'm sorry. I really am. I think that it's extremely fair to criticize religious extremism, and I think that it's extremely unfair to categorize everybody in part of that group as religious extremists. I think it is, and I'm really sorry for that.
And the people rejoiced, okay? Thank God this huge streamer that, you know, violated multiple of Twitch's terms of service, lines, or whatever the fuck, got the justice he deserved, okay? Thank God. Surely every top streamer is held to the same standard, right? Well, it turns out people started noticing that a streamer that I love, a streamer that I'm a huge fan of, that I'm addicted to watching, named Hasan Piker, seemed to be able to get away with much, much worse than Asmongold and not get banned at all. In fact, it's kind of the opposite. Instead of being banned, he gets showered with love and support from Twitch themselves.
Happy birthday to you.
What the fuck?
Happy birthday to you.
Bro, we're never beating the Hasan Runs Twitch allegations after this. This is crazy. The most rabid Redditors just clipped this and they're going to use this permanently to be like, see, I told you, he's got banning powers. Like, am I supposed to know who this person is? I mean, this is funny. This is a funny meme. Is he like a Reddit person?
Last time we checked up on our Turkish king, he had a falling out with Ethan Klein over the Israel-Palestine thing, as well as having a fan run up and tell him he needed to stop drinking Coke Zero on stream because it's anti-Palestine, which was like one of the greatest clips of all time. Like, it was awesome. And then she told him to drink it off stream, which to me kind of highlights how performative a lot of the virtue signaling around this kind of stuff has been.
I'm sorry, I forgot to say you need to stop drinking Coke Zero on stream.
Why?
It's boycott.
Wait, is it?
You're preaching pro-Palestine and you're drinking all this boycott stuff. Please, Hasan, at least pretend. Do it off stream. Please.
Okay, I'll put it in a glass. Is Pepsi okay?
No.
No soda, Hasan.
I didn't know it was like that.
But since that video, Hasan has gone really off the rails, really doubling down on the extremist takes, and he even shouted me out.
I don't know what this is. What is this thing? Who is this person? Like, am I supposed to know who this person is? I mean, this is funny. This is a funny meme. Is he like a Reddit person?
Look, I just want to say, okay, I am not a Reddit person, all right? And I will be taking Hasan to court over this. Do not call me Reddit, okay? I'm based, guys. But there's been a lot of crazy shit that's happened on Hasan's stream that I think is definitely worth noting. Like when he recently interviewed a pirate terrorist. I'd like to introduce you to Yemeni Timothy Chalamet. It's not the Dune guy. Dune is not real life. The desert is not Yemen in the movie. I was shocked to find that out. But no, he's a different guy. He's in real life, and he is a known terrorist. And Hasan interviewed him, and it went really swimmingly. Hasan even compared him to Luffy from One Piece, which is just like, he captures boats.
Okay, this is a stupid question. Okay, you can preface it with that. Does he know what One Piece is?
بالضبط أنا أشاهد ون بيس لوفي.
Is it Luffy?
Yeah, he said he's been watching it since he was a kid.
No way!
Yeah.
That's sick. Yes. That's fire. That's so fire. Oh my God. We think the Houthis, Ansar Allah, is doing what Luffy would do. You should tell him that.
He says if you go visit there, you'll feel like you're in One Piece and you can visit all the boats.
That's good.
For the unaware, Yemeni Timothy Chalamet here is a part of a known terrorist group called the Houthis. They're basically pirates that capture ships and plunder them for gold and take captives for ransom money. Timothy himself here has recorded several videos of him taking over ships with like Pirates of the Caribbean music in the background, and it's racked up millions of views on TikTok. And just so you guys know, the official slogan of the Houthis is death to America, death to Israel, and curse upon the Jews. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. We're in a different place, okay? Twitch is crazy. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that, like, platforming this guy is the main problem. I don't really care that Hasan wanted to interview him. That's honestly fine. Journalists interview terrorists and other terrible people all the time because there's, like, obviously value in talking to people that, you know, you disagree with or do horrible things to try to understand them. The difference is that this wasn't really an interview. It was like a glorified promotion reel. Hasan was endorsing this known terrorist group and brainwashing his audience to think that the guy who helped board and capture 25 members of a ship was the epic-based Chungus-pilled fucking anime guy.
He's saying they've all tried caught, including the captain of the ship that he went on. He's saying that the vibes are immaculate.
No way.
he's saying he wants us to visit.
Oh, dude, I would love to one day. I am afraid of America bombs, though.
He also ended up comparing this dude to Anne Frank. I can't believe like I'm alive right now. Why am I alive? Why is this happening?
I talked to a teenager from Yemen, okay, who everyone called, myself included, called Timothy Charlemagne or Chalamet.
Is that the One Piece one?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now this kid is like, I think he was like 19 at the time when I talked to him. which means that for most of his life, he has withstood genocide, right?
Sure.
Like he is a person whose only experience is like, it's literally like talking to fucking Anne Frank, basically. Okay, being able to talk to Anne Frank in real time.
To continue with this fun trend we're on here, Hasan has openly defended Hamas and October 7th several times at this point. For those of you that need a little bit of a brief catch-up, essentially on October 7th, Hamas launched a large-scale attack on Israel. This attack, which targeted civilian areas, resulted in the death of over 1,200 Israelis, the taking of hostages, and widespread violence in the border communities. Israel is like this little city in the Middle East, and like they don't like the people around them, and the people around them don't like them. And there's like obviously, you know, religious stuff going on there as well, because there's like Jews and there's Muslims, and there, you know, it's a long-standing beef. It's like the longest standing beef in YouTube history. Okay, Israel drama is crazy. Palestine drama is crazy.
What is this thing? Who is this person? He's one of your biggest haters.
Reports from survivors, Israeli authorities, and international organizations revealed that during the attack, Hamas militants carried out brutal acts, including the rape and sexual assault of various Israeli women. Eyewitness accounts and forensic evidence pointed to women being raped before being killed or abducted. And these crimes occurred alongside the killing of men, women, children, the elderly in Israeli homes, people at a music festival, other civilian settings. The full extent of the atrocities was still emerging in the aftermath, with Israeli and international investigators continuing to collect evidence and testimonies and try to figure out what's going on here. Now, obviously, the Israeli-Palestine conflict is very complicated, and I'm not trying to say, like, Israel good or Palestine bad or Israel bad. Like, that's not my take here. I just think that, like, you know, civilians dying is, like, sad and unfortunate, and I don't like that, you know? Civilians aren't the government. They're not militants. They're not soldiers. They're just living somewhere where they were born and grew up. So, obviously, you know, I'm gonna feel bad for them if they die or get raped. But Hasan sees this very differently. There are a lot of clips of Hasan denying, downplaying, laughing at, and saying he doesn't care even if it did happen.
What did Hezbollah do? Bro, what did Hamas do? What are you talking about? Like, there is one instance in captivity that we have actually gotten verifiable evidence on. Beyond that, the systematized mass that Hamas dealt on October 7, not a single bit of that has been verified. And people still run with it over and over and over again. Meanwhile, we know Israel has done it.
Many young people who were simply attending a music festival. Women were horribly raped. As I said then, I say today, Israel has a right to defend itself. We would.
It doesn't even matter. None of this justifies that Palestinians have a right to dignity, a right to emancipation, a right to live fucking free lives, free from this occupation. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if fucking happened on October 7. Like, that doesn't change the dynamic for me even this much.
And while we're on the tried and true, amazing, beautiful topic of going guerrilla mode, Hasan has talked about the various benefits of doing such a thing to rich white women.
At least Patrick Henry College is, like, doing one good thing, which is that, like, if you have these fucking millionaire, billionaire, WASP fail sons, at least taking them out of other colleges so they can only do date to other billionaire, millionaire failed daughters is, like, in some respects, you know, from a utilitarian perspective, of course, a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like, taking these guys and putting them in a pen with one another is ultimately getting them away from the broader society.
Hasan himself, keep in mind, is rich. He lives in a multi-million-dollar, like, bachelor pad in Hollywood, and no punishments or bans were ever handed out by Twitch for this behavior, despite multiple reports. Even more recently, Hasan was streaming and hanging out with a fellow just chatting streamer named NMP Lol, alright? He's sort of the new Mizkif. Is that insulting to call someone the new Mizkif? Is that like a dig? I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, he's popular, okay? He's popular. He took Mizkif's swag, okay? Well, anyway, he went on Hasan's stream, and Hasan couldn't help himself when it came to talking about this conflict. He had to also endorse another militant terrorist group that has killed civilians.
You say?
Hasan Nasrallah.
Who's that?
He's the leader of Hezbollah, the general secretary of Hezbollah.
What's Hezbollah?
Hezbollah
is that small guy?
Hezbollah is this is the same name.
Okay.
Hezbollah is a paramilitary organization that is also a part of the Lebanese parliament.
Do we like them or no?
I think as a resistance group, they're pretty successful against Israel. But everybody hates them. Like, everybody in the region, a lot of people don't like them. Like,
I like what you like.
I don't have an issue with them. Let's just say.
I'm gonna be honest with Sam.
But they are a terrorist organization. Like they're designated. They are designated by the American state as a terrorist organization.
I do not like them then.
Well, I mean, we also called Nelson Mandela a terrorist until 2008. Do you know who that is?
I think like one of the funniest parts of this clip is that when his friend rightfully is like, okay, well, I don't really like terrorists, Hasan's response to that is like, well, actually, the USA considered Nelson Mandela a terrorist too. As if Nelson Mandela is comparable to Hezbollah, like having slaves, murdering people, and raping. NMP Lol appeared on a stream the next day, and Hasan would ask him if he wanted to listen to a Houthi musical. Oh boy, a Houthi musical, that sounds so enriching. Turns out that Houthi musical is actually just an actual terrorist propaganda video. Like, there's no meme. It's just what it actually is.
Oh, you want to see a Houthi musical?
Sure.
These were the people that the Saudis were killing, by the way. Just so you know, these fucking musically gifted individuals.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I need the money, guys.
I'm gonna drop my food.
I'm so confused. What is What do you mean a music video? When you said music video, I'm expecting like bad example, Chris Brown dancing, you know.
No. They do like
they
do musicals. They're very musical people.
Are you being serious?
Dog, what do you look? You think I made this?
This isn't music. I know they're singing, but I'm seeing just guns and shit. This isn't a music video, Hasan.
No, it is. They do musicals about like their fucking like their actions all the time. It's an act of for them. It's an act of resistance. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. Oh my god. Oh man. I also took a McDonald's sponsor and I drink Starbucks. I'm sorry. Don't hate me.
Good job.
And fun fact, during this video, you can see it says, "My heart longs for Mauser rifles," and that's a reference to the common association of the Mauser rifle with the Nazis when they used it during World War II. So basically, what I'm saying is like the Houthis don't really like Jewish people that much. But honestly, like I gotta give, you know, Hasan a little bit of credit here. Putting on a literal terrorist propaganda video and leaving his friend while he goes to the bathroom is like, that's just, I don't know. He hung him out to dry. That's like another level of, I'm not on that wave of content yet. I haven't gotten there, okay? I'm trying. You can even see when these guys start like, you know, opening up with their guns, his face is like, holy shit, what is a brother playing for me right now? And NMP Lol would also later reflect on this during a stream and basically say like, it was pretty out of pocket, it was pretty crazy, and everybody in the car just like doesn't know what to say. They seem kind of nervous to maybe give Hasan a little bit of backlash, you know. They're just like, yeah man, I don't know, that's crazy, you know, that's crazy. You know, Hasan is a crazy guy sometimes, you know,
because hell, even a couple days ago I was hanging out with my buddy Hasan, and this guy unironically put a terrorist propaganda music video on and then left the room.
Left the room?
Yeah. And I was just like, and the thing is, like, in hindsight, it's hilarious, you know? But at the same time, I'm like, what is going on here? This is wild to me.
Yeah.
But, like, I just, and like, he was like, yo, they're such great dancers. Look how good.
My God.
I was like, okay. You know, but yeah, we just keep doing stuff. So you say what you want to say, you do what you gotta do. It's really not a problem.
And it's so ironic how much of a tough guy Hasan likes to act like. He likes to act like he's like some kind of badass on a stream who's like, you know, unbothered by pretty much anything. Like you can't fuck with him, okay? But then not even that long ago, this random fan approached him asking about Sam Hyde wanting to box him, and he freaked out. He freaked out. He was like, I won't box him. He's a Nazi.
Son Piker, I'm coming to kill you in Los Angeles at your house.
Or in the ring?
No, in real life.
I think Sam Hyde, he called you out on like a boxing event. Are you interested in like the boxing scene or not?
No, I be around that weird fuck. I don't know why you guys are so into this shit. He's a Nazi. Like,
you fucking bloodthirsty, violent pig dog.
I don't know. What are you filming?
What's happening right now?
It's so whack, bro. Like, I don't understand why all you motherfuckers have to like run around with this shit.
What's going on? What's going on?
Nothing. Get the fuck out of my face, bro. You fucking asshole. Yeah, what do you mean, damn, bro? What the fuck do you mean, damn? What do you mean, damn?
Chill.
What the fuck do you mean, damn? Why do you do this shit?
I'm asking questions. I don't know.
You're not asking questions.
And yeah, if there's literally any question about any of this, Hasan has been doing this for over a year now, and everything he's done here is clearly against Twitch's TOS, according to the guidelines that Casey Tron used to try and get Asmongold banned. In fact, it's violating a ton of other rules as well, especially when it comes to terrorism. Twitch doesn't even allow interviews or terrorist videos to be shown on stream regardless of the context. You could literally show that you have the book Mein Kampf in your hand, completely disavow it, not even read it, and still get banned on Twitch. Terrorism and violent extremism promote unlawful violence and spread messages of intolerance. Twitch does not allow content that depicts, glorifies, encourages, or supports terrorism or violent extremist actors or acts. This includes threatening to or encouraging others to commit acts that would result in serious physical harm or significant property destruction. For example, you may not display or link terrorist or extremist propaganda, including graphic videos or footage of terrorist or extremist violence, even for the purposes of denouncing such content. If it wasn't already obvious in this video, the point I'm trying to make here is not like Israel is based or like I love the Jews or something like that. Like, it's not about that. The point I'm making is that if he were any other streamer on Twitch, he would immediately get banned for enabling hate speech. And it wouldn't even have to be what he says himself. Take a glance at his chat. It's kind of crazy. Like, Asmongold got banned for one clip, which was not a good clip. I don't like what he said. I don't think it's cool to generalize people that way, but he got banned for one single clip. Meanwhile, if we want to recap just a few moments from Hasan's streams over the past few months, he's endorsed multiple internationally recognized terrorist groups, denied that people who claim they were got, and then went on to say, even if it did happen, it doesn't matter. And even before all of this, he said that it's okay if rich white women get gorilla moded, which is all insane. Meanwhile, Asmongold gets a 15-day ban for having a spicy take on the war. It's very, very clear to me that there is a bias from the upper management of Twitch, and they don't actually care about what Hasan says. Like, they literally will let him get away with anything. It is literally like rules for thee and not for me. Hasan can get away with whatever he wants. And if you start looking into it a little bit, it's not really hard to tell why there's this kind of like conspiracy going on at Twitch. They're basically open about it. For example, Dan Clancy, Twitch's CEO, has openly hung out with Hasan in real life and endorsed him multiple times, saying that he loves his stuff. Not a gamer himself, Clancy mostly watches musicians or talk shows on Twitch. He particularly enjoys leftist political commentator Hasan Piker, who has 2.5 million followers on the platform. I like the frankness and bluntness, Clancy said. He's comfortable saying what he believes. This favoritism also extends to the world of journalism. There's a very world-renowned, beloved Kotaku journalist named Alyssa Mercante, and it's actually insane how much she's thirsted after Hasan openly, publicly begging for his attention.
They're probably...
Hi.
I heard you to run.
No, yeah, we have
Oh, hello. What's all this?
I've been inseminated by a pic of @Hasan wearing his new union-made merch. I've been inseminated. Union-made merch. Bruh, no. Baby, if you're in New York, you're supposed to tell me. Oh, stop gooning. Stop. Men be scared to dress, but @Hasan the Hun is up in my eyes like this. He looks fucking retarded. What is he wearing? We've raised $13,000 for Trans Lifeline, and I haven't even gotten @Hasan the Hun to notice us yet. LFG. Dude, stop. Shut up! Zaddy is getting cupped now. Hell yeah. Zaddy? Do people say Zaddy? Dude, I need to get off the internet. I hate my life. And at one point, she really wanted to get his attention for a story, which is why she started incessantly tweeting at him saying, Hasan, I'm trying to chat with you at TwitchCon for a Kotaku story. Let's do this. I've been emailing your manager, but no reply. Take me to a firing range in San Diego. Take me to a firing range in San Diego. I've never been to one. We can do the interview there. Stop. Stop. She's so desperate. Dude, she's so horny. She's so fucking horny. Why is she coming? She's coming. She's gooning. Stop. Alyssa was really desperately trying to get an interview for an article she was originally going to write about Hasan, but after he rejected her, she decided to switch the article subject into the very controversial Twitch is transforming into a home for political commentary, and Caroline Kwan is leading the charge. Regardless of her having to change the title, obviously the levels of simping for Hasan were really off the charts, and frankly, it's no wonder why Kotaku has favorably covered him in the past. It feels like, at least on Twitch, Hasan is basically untouchable. Everyone in the industry clearly has a bias towards him, they like him, and that's why he's gotten away with things that nobody else would have been able to, all while dominating the Twitch political scene. However, it seems like there may be some semblance of hope here. Other people have started noticing the same hypocrisy from Twitch because of this Asmongold drama, and they've tried calling Twitch out for it. Even a majority of comments on Asmongold's video are saying he shouldn't have apologized or been banned, because Hasan does the exact same thing thing, but worse. As a Muslim, I hate this ban. I completely disagree with his points last night, but to ban him and not ban people with the exact same opinions just about the other side will just radicalize and create more hate. As long as he's not directly advocating for violence and just sharing his personal opinions, banning him will just increase hostility. And if he's wrong, he should be judged by the community, not silenced by Twitch. Hasan interviewed an actual Houthi pirate and praised him. No ban. Hasan's also been trying to play the race card recently, saying that he's discriminated against.
It's one of those moments where FD signifiers like, remember, you're not white in the eyes of a lot of people, you know? And it's a somber reminder of that reality. There is a levels to the whiteness,
which is like, look, he basically is white. I'm sorry, he looks white. You see Hasan, he's like slightly off. Okay, like if Hasan is fucking not white, I'm not white. And on the very, very small chance here that there's any fans of the Leftovers podcast, the greatest podcast of all time, watching this right now, if you think there's going to be a reunion, if you're hoping on that, you can basically count that out now. Last time I talked about Hasan, I went into detail about his relationship with Ethan Klein of the H3 podcast and how it had been utterly demolished after their fallout on Leftovers, with the reason being that Ethan wasn't 100% in favor of glassing Israel to hell and back, to which Hasan's chat reacted by calling him a subhuman and trying to dig up Ela's past in the IDF and say that she like is a murderer and stuff like that, right? And Hasan's response to this is basically like, well, I can't do anything about the chat being mean to you guys, you know, what am I gonna say?
Listen, everyone in my periphery, everyone in my circle, all the leftist people that I watch, that I'm part of, that watch this show, because I consider myself a part of that side, are all pretty much uncritically accepting of Hamas propaganda and uncaring about the rewriting of history right before our fucking eyes about this stuff. So I'm not seeing a lot of people, even though you might look at the popular media and say, you know, everybody's supporting Israel. The popular media's defense of Israel is cartoonishly dumb and evil. You know, burn them all to the ground. They have a right to defend themselves. Bomb God, like psycho shit, okay? But on the left, I don't see anyone saying what I'm saying right now. I just see the opposite. And so that's why I feel that I need to say it. If you're going to extrapolate from this that I don't care about Palestinians dying, then you're definitely reading way too far into this. And you're also, in my opinion, really callous.
Which, of course, is extremely ironic given the fact that he had a mental breakdown at Ludwig for memeing him in one video. And it got so bad that Ludwig had to remove the video so that Hasan wouldn't be mad at him forever over it. But back to the topic at hand, you know, since everything I talked about on this channel with Leftovers, things have really only gotten worse. According to Ethan, Hasan's community has been vehemently harassing him nonstop for months. And so Ethan started taking pot shots at him on his Instagram story. I know you guys don't like me talking about Hasan, and while I appreciate that there's a lot of crossover and I'm grateful to those of you that are able to watch us both, it's impossible for me to ignore that the majority of these people are coming from his community. It's something he and his audience refuse to reckon with. Hasan's whitewashing of that Houthi kid who said he wants to spear all Zionists to death was frankly disgusting. I don't care that he's seen an episode of One Piece. I'd like to know why he's hanging out with a boat captain of a Chinese cargo vessel, also known as a hostage. And as more info has come out about this kid being terrorist affiliated and being anti-Semitic, Hasan has refused to disavow him. The opposite, actually. He continues to prop him up. Ethan's subreddit would start banding together, disavowing for the most part the toxic parts of the community, also known as the Hasan parts, basically. Thank you guys for your support this morning. It genuinely feels sometimes that I'm totally alone, constantly being gaslit by my own fans, that I shouldn't care about rising anti-Semitism. It's not real or doesn't matter. Funny how anti-Zionists are so quick to explain how Zionism isn't Judaism, but when I complain about anti-Semitism, they say, but what about Israel? Kind of gives the game away. Most recently, Ethan went on his live stream and personally called out Hasan for the way he had been acting since Leftovers was disbanded. Ethan had apparently tried to personally reach out to Hasan with some constructive criticisms, but Hasan just never responded.
Why don't you talk to Hasan about this privately? I did text him a couple weeks ago after I saw the clip of him saying that he had no problem with Hezbollah. I texted him that I thought it was pretty disappointing and disturbing the way that he was hyping up Hezbollah. And granted, when I texted him that, I said, you know, you don't have to respond to me. I totally understand because it's unsolicited, you know, criticism. I get it. But I was kind of hoping to open the door to a more personal conversation. He did not reply, which I took as basically just like we're on the opposite sides of this issue and talking isn't going to really help, which I get. And I agree. That's probably where we're at, unfortunately. But I did try, And again, not to blame him, because I said you don't have to respond, just so you know. I felt I needed to tell you this. So, like,
and keep in mind here, if you say even one remotely negative thing about Hasan Piker, he will hold that grudge over you for the rest of your fucking life. Ethan then showed a clip reel of Hasan endorsing the previously mentioned terrorists, and he really cut deep into how disappointed he was with who he thought was a friend.
You know what I'm more interested in than sewing out that he's seen an episode of One Piece? The fact that he admitted to spending time with fucking Chinese vessel hostages that were kidnapped by the Houthis. That would warrant a good follow-up question. But it's unabashed pro-terrorist propaganda that he's chosen, and that is what we're witnessing. This whole interview is frankly disgusting, in my opinion. It's shameful. Twitch should be ashamed. I don't know how he continues to show terrorist propaganda. It is quite alarming, and I genuinely don't understand it.
It's got to be noted here that Ethan is definitely responsible for inviting some of this insanity into his life. Hasan Piker and his community have been psychotic for years. Like, this has been so obvious forever. Before this whole Israel-Palestine fiasco really blew up, if you did a modicum of research on Hasan, you can see a lot of crazy shit that he said. For example, him saying that landlords should die, specifically saying, let the streets soak in their red capitalist blood.
It's hurt poor people that they can afford housing in Berkeley. I don't know how that works.
My understanding is that the property owners who have properties there choose just not to rent it at all.
Yeah, kill them. Kill those motherfuckers in a video game. Sorry. Holy shit. Murder those motherfuckers in the street. Let the streets soak in their fucking red capitalist bloods, dude. Oh my god, in a video game, of course.
NFL
Holy
streets,
shit.
right?
Holy fucking shit, dude. Sorry. I meant in a video game.
Like, this is a crazy person. Is that not obvious? Like, this is not a sane person. This is a mentally ill person who needs help. Like, Ethan definitely saw that. He knew what he was getting into, and he didn't seem to care at the time because he himself was also on a bit of a leftist arc, communist arc, Karl Marx, woo. And while it's nice that he's finally condemning Hasan now, considering that Hasan is a crazy person, I just don't think this should have been a surprise to him. Oh no, if it isn't the consequences of my actions. And it's funny because Hasan's MO has essentially been, if it's anti-American, then we like it regardless of whatever it is, while simultaneously enjoying the luxury of the developments of the Western world. If he went to Saudi Arabia and got on stream trying to be the epic-based anti-establishment guy talking about their government, we'd probably see him in a live leak video in a couple hours. And that goes for all of his non-binary LGBTQ fans as well. They would not be loved and paraded around. If any of these people stepped foot in the presence of some of the terrorists they're praising, they would be instantly vaporized, okay? Those MFs do not play about gay people. They don't like them. They're like, ooh, you're gay? Ooh, you're gay? Wait, you're freaking gay, dude? You know, they go joker mode on the gay people. At the end of the day, the fact that someone like Hasan, who openly sympathizes with, like, just literal violence on civilians and violates multiple Twitch rules every single day, the fact that that guy can go on stream without being banned shows that Twitch won't actually take action against him unless there's significant public backlash. And it's not going to be backlash for people like me. Like, my opinion to Twitch does not fucking matter. The opinion of YouTubers and streamers does not fucking matter. What matters to them is pushback from journalists, from like outlets like Kotaku or Polygon. But Polygon is literally on his side. Kotaku, in particular, loves Hasan because one of their writers is trying to suck his dick every day. Literally. She's gooning. I want to be really clear here. What Asmongold got banned for, like, I understand why he was banned. Like, the issue for me is not that he got banned in the first place. Like, if you're running a public platform trying to make business and have advertisers, it makes sense you'd be like, Asmongold, you're getting 2 weeks off, buddy. Asmongold went full chud. You never go full chud. The issue for me is that Twitch is totally inconsistent on this. I don't actually want Hasan or Asmongold to be banned. I think they should be able to say what they want, frankly. Like, I like the chaos of it all. But if Twitch wants to play to a certain group of rules, then let's play ball. They should have banned Hasan multiple times at this point. It's become very clear to me that to become popular on Twitch, you need to align with the political views of those in charge. If you don't share Twitch's political stance 100%, you'll either never reach the same level of success as someone like Hasan, or you'll end up being banned before you could even have the opportunity to get there. Twitch's entire political scene at this point is dominated by Hasan and his insane orbiters, with no popular creators offering any opposing views. Despite that, Hasan manages to attract massive live audiences, and the fact he can control Twitch's political discourse is not really hopeful for the state of the internet, to say the least. You know, I think if you're going to have a public platform where you allow people to be political, you got to at least allow the other side to speak their mind a little bit. Hopefully there will come a time when Hasan's ego gets the better of him and he crosses a line that even Twitch can't ignore, but it seems like the platform's tolerance for him is incredibly high. Like, if I was on YouTube YouTube saying the shit that he was saying, I would have already been banned a long time ago. For now, unfortunately, he remains an untouchable figure, able to spread whatever insane propaganda he wants, and arguably, worst of all, just be really cringe. Like, why do you dress like that, bro? Like, there's no reason to wear that. You dress like you're playing Dress to Impress in Roblox or something. Like, you're not a real person. Like, I think that's the real takeaway here. Just change the way you dress, please. If anything, just don't wear that. Anyway, that's about it. Bye.